I'd be impressed if you'd spend the day on the beach with me. Even more so if you know that you should sit between me and the tourists if I can find like a side that they don't sit on. I'd be impressed if you like to read, or even if you wish you had more time to read. I'd be impressed if you had like a hobby, or like an artistic thing that you like to do. And it doesn't need to be like frou frou. It could be like woodworking or I don't know, metalworking or something like that. I'd be impressed if you introduced me to music I haven't listened to and I actually end up liking. I would be impressed if you'd go to concerts with me. I'd be impressed if you thought, like, if you have kids, like, I'd be impressed if you thought I'd be a good role model for them at some point, like when it's appropriate. I'd be impressed if you learn very quickly how trustworthy I am. I would be impressed if you had a secure attachment style. But if you've had like anxiety or depression or anything like in the past, or that you cope with like in a healthy way, and you want to share that with me, I'd be impressed by that. As long as like you're dealing with it and you're not a narcissist, like I'd be impressed. I'd be impressed if you meant even half the things that you say. I'd be impressed if you remember half the things I say. I'd be impressed if you remembered something I wore, without telling me what to wear. You know what I don't have? And like, it's not a money thing, like that I need you to do, but like, I don't have like fancy jewelry. Like, it seems like all girlfriends and wives have that. And so like, I'm not looking for you to spend gobs of money, but like if you want to do something no one's done before that would impress me, buy me nice jewelry. I'd be impressed if you, I don't know, did something nice for my birthday. I'd be impressed if you remembered my birthday. I'd be impressed if you got me a thoughtful card for some occasion. I'd be impressed if you got me an appropriately funny, like my kind of humor card, like dog humor, like dog shit humor, something like that. I'd be impressed by that. I'd be impressed if you wanted to spend time with my family and if they like you. And that's a weird thing because like their standards are as high as mine. However, they differ on the specifics of it. Like if they just see that you're making me happy, they don't need to know how the sausage is made. They're okay. Like they trust my judgment on that. They just want to know I'm happy and that's it. So I would love it if like you had family dinners with us like occasionally. I'd be impressed by that. I'd be impressed by you getting along with my family. They're actually much easier to get along with than I am. I think, yeah, even my dad. My dad's actually a really nice guy. He has high expectations for me, but he just wants me to be happy. He doesn't want to know why. He doesn't need to know why. I'd be impressed if you're a good kisser, right? Like that's a deal breaker. So maybe that's a little hard and putting too much pressure on you. Because if you're not a good kisser, like it's not going to progress past that. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have shared that one. Let's not get into the sex because that'll really scare the shit out of you, what my expectations are there and what would impress me. I would be impressed. You don't even have to cook dinner with me or for me. I'd be impressed if you just stood in the kitchen and talked to me while I was doing it. I'd be impressed if, you know what impressed me recently actually was when a date was getting planned. This guy did not even mention me going to his place. He immediately looked for a halfway point. That was impressive because I didn't have to suggest it. He already knew what the right thing to do was. Now, granted, he canceled, but it might actually have been for a true and good reason because we're still talking and he's still trying to set something up. It's that I'm traveling that's like getting in the way of that. But that kind of thinking, like that. Listen, you can be a bad guy in the bedroom and like raunchy as shit. But like, I'm looking for somebody that's at least respectful, like respectful in general. So like, you think of things like, well, let's meet halfway where we're both comfortable, or I'm not telling you what you should wear. I just like what you wear. I'd be impressed by that. I'd be impressed if you told me I was pretty occasionally. If you think it, I hope you do. I would be impressed if you wanted to teach me something. I'd be impressed if you could challenge me. And that's not in a like conquest, like try to break me kind of way, but just like don't assume you have to take my shit all the time, or don't assume that I assume I'm always right. Like I am actually open to being challenged and like have people ask questions in the right way. Like I'm open to like a healthy debate. I actually really respect people that can do that, that will do that. Those are the people I like the most. I'd be impressed with a great sense of humor. Somebody just makes me laugh and laughs with me. I would be impressed by kindness to my friends. If you even get to meet them, because they live all over the place and I don't even see them that much, but I'd be impressed by that. I'd be impressed if you trusted me to travel with them or travel like without spouses and boyfriends. I would be impressed if you were cool with that, because you should know, like, no matter how like wild or like crazy I can be behind the scenes, if I'm with you, I'm with you. And like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna break the rules. Whatever we decide they are. Let's see what else would impress me. This is less about impressing me, but like, you know how like you guys need like a broken woman, apparently? Like you can't handle like self-sufficient, independent women that go on safaris, and you want somebody who's broken. Guess what? I got laid off recently, so I'm unemployed. And while I'm excited about it and like know that it's okay and everything's like going to be fine and it's what I want and I'm financially whatever, like in your world, I think like an unemployed woman is probably something you consider broken. So like if you need that to like, if that's the only thing that like catches your attention at first, like I'm okay with that. But I'd be even more impressed if you didn't think I was broken because of it. Because I'm really not. But I'll play the role if you need me to. Like if that's what it comes down to. I'd be impressed if like, I mean, I'll cook a meat, like I'll cook a pot roast or roast beef, whatever it is. But like, I'd be impressed if you cut it up. Like if I don't have to deal with the knives, because I am a klutz and I'm constantly cutting myself and bumping into things. And like, you should see how many bruises I have just from this safari. Although that's usually like a sign of a good safari if you're like bumped and bruised from bouncing around in a Jeep. But I'd be impressed with like if you how you connect with my nephews. They're really important to me. I'd be impressed. Um, well, I don't know. I mean, I think I've come up with a pretty good list of like easy hits. Like not tough shit. I don't know. I'll try to keep thinking of things, but this is for guys who like, you guys like you need to be coddled in some ways without knowing that you're being coddled, and you want a strong woman but you don't, or you want to conquer one. You want to find one and be attracted to them so that you can break them down, or you need them to be broken in some way to even approach. But you definitely apparently can't handle a woman who can take herself on safaris. That's like a bar way too high. So I'm willing to go on them with you, if you want to do that. Or I'd be impressed if you suggested a wild, exotic vacation location that I hadn't been to. How about that? So we'll keep working on this for you guys, because I know you need some help here. My Gen X dating guys, you need a lot of help. So I'm giving it to you on a silver platter. I'm writing the recipe for you. You don't have to be intimidated by women like me. We still have a really long list of pretty simple things that you get to do. Even the ones that maybe make you think we're broken. We'll play. I'll play. Whatever you need.